Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers.
Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Sunday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers were in action again on yesterday, taking on none other than a division and conference rival, and that of the Sacramento Kings, who I think currently sit at the 5th seed, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, the Lakers were looking to put a dent in their record so they can kind of climb those standards and get closer towards 500. And we know the Lakers, of course, ended up with the 5th straight victory in a row, showing these haters that they're going to continue to keep on pushing and keep on striving in order to be a successful team and to make a playoff push and to see what they can do to vie for a championship. Yes, I did say a championship because the Lakers are stringing together victories which are not easy to come by in the NBA, and they're doing this without their superstar in that, Anthony Davis. So Anthony Davis hopefully can join the Lakers soon, but of course the Lakers are still shorthanded with, missing that of Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, until they get these players back, especially Austin Reeves, who I feel was a great rotation piece as far as, his free throw and three-point percentage and what he was bringing to the table as far as getting others involved. And, of course, on the defensive end, we do know Lonnie Walker has been in a slump as of late. Maybe it was due to the injury that he was going through. And let's not forget, Troy Brown is still out with tendonitis in the knee, so it'll be a while before maybe we see some of Troy Brown. But with the Lakers being so shorthanded, just to see LeBron James put this team on his back, the efforts from Thomas Bryant, Dennis Schröder, and others. But before I even get into that, first thing I want to bring up is Darren Fox. Darren Fox, after the game, took to Twitter, took to Instagram, and said, I thought we should be letting the players decide the game and not the referees, because of the last play of the game where he did hip check Dennis Schröder. It could have been a no call. I mean, it was a hip check. It wasn't much of one, but at the end of the day, these were the type calls that he himself and the Sacramento Kings were getting all night. We know Wayne and Gabriel had fouled out. Sabonis had fouled out maybe just like a couple of minutes right before that at the end of the fourth. Gabriel fouled out in the third quarter. That's letting you know something. So, I mean, I'm telling you what, the referees were free-flowing with the whistle. Sometimes they call games a little bit tighter than others, and, they were pretty much consistent for the most part, although I will say a lot of the calls that Sacramento was getting, I feel like if the Lakers got the exact same calls, if there was one play, LeBron got poked in the eye and pushed in the back, it was a no call, of course, as many calls was. I mean, Darren Fox had 14 free throw attempts last night, and he has the nerve to complain about a free throw. So at the end of the day, don't put yourself in that position to where, that's going to decide the game, because truth be told, the play before that was bogus because Westbrook should have had a dunk and they called a foul. Really should have been an and one. The referee claims that they called the foul when he first got the ball, but the whistle didn't blow when they did that when he first got the ball. But once he split the double team of them trying to foul him, they called a foul once he gathered and pulled up to dunk. So actually the dunk should have counted, and he should have had a free throw attempt. But of course, we'll get into all that later. So I just want to kind of break down the game. As always, it was a great game. I think it was lead changes, 20 different lead changes, 10 or 12 different ties. Nobody had a lead of more than double digits. I think the Lakers' biggest lead was 9. I think Sacramento's biggest lead was 8. So either team just simply would not go away. Maybe this is a thing, something to come in the Western Conference, a precursor of things to come in the Western Conference, perhaps. But let's just get into the performances. I don't know who to get a game ball to, because we had performances again from Dennis Schröder and Thomas Bryant that were outstanding. And then, of course, LeBron James, he does what he does, and nobody just really blinks an eye because they're just so used to it. But let's say LeBron James dropped 37, 8, and 4. He was 14 out of 28 from the field. And, of course, only 1 out of 6 from 3. I keep saying this over and over. LeBron James, stop shooting threes. It's not really falling for you until you get your ankle, your foot right, or whatever it is, or get back in the gym and work on those threes. I know sometimes that you are tired and you cannot get to the rim every single time. And, you do have to make them respect the game. and take some threes. I do get that. That way they have to come out to you. That way maybe you can beat them on the first step and cause other things and break down plays for other people. So I'm not going to say completely stop shooting them, but if they're not falling, I mean, 14 to 28 at 50%, you take away those 6 threes and say he shot 22, that'd have been 13 to 22. He'd be shooting like 80%. So anyway, hats off to LeBron James. He had some big plays. I know at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, he had a big and one because Darren Fox came back down, I think with only 40 seconds left, and he hit the fadeaway. I mean, he hit the step. I can't remember. It wasn't Pat Bev who was on him. Trying to remember who was trying to guard him at the time. It actually was Dennis Schröder, and he just could not keep up with him, and he did the step back, hit the nice fadeaway like he did the last time against the Lakers when they won last time, which they have won 4 in a row. But leave it to LeBron James to go back down on the other end of the court and take it upon himself. But people say he's not clutch, but they was down by 2 with 30 some odd seconds left, and he hit the big layup and the and one and made the free throw to put the Lakers up by 1, which consequently eventually won the game because Russell Westbrook missed a free throw late. Sacramento came back and hit a shot, but I think it was a mistake on the behalf of Sacramento's coaching staff to challenge the last play of the game because they burnt the timeout. I know it was a hip check, and they might have thought it was minimum contact, but you got to realize if you've been watching the challenges in the NBA since they came out, it's not often that they overturn unless it's very egregious. Now, the referees aren't going to go on the record saying that, hey, we made a bad call, especially at the end of the game, and you should have known that that wasn't going to get turned over. Took your chances because had you had the timeout, it was 3.6 seconds left on the clock. So with 3.6 seconds left and you call a timeout, you only been down by 2, so there was plenty of time for maybe you to draw something up to get a 3 for the win or either to get to the hole, but it was not to be. Mike Brown chose and elected not to he elected to challenge. He lost his last time out, and as a result, they had to go the length of the floor after Dennis Schröder made both of his free throws to try to win. They had to go the length of the floor to try to win the game, and hey, the ball hit the rim, so that's saying something. But at the end of the day, Thomas Bryant, 29 points, 14 rebounds. The man was 12 out of 14, 86% from the field, man. He got the elbow jumper, the free throw jumper. He just got it going on. He got the little soft touch, man, whether it's from the side or the front at the free throw line or the side of the rim. He's making it. And, of course, people will say, well, in the offseason, some team's going to give him big money, but teams better realize that he won't be getting these looks from other teams because I'm telling you, people scout people to NBA and they're scouting Thomas Bryant right now. But because of LeBron James' passing prowess and because of Russell Westbrook passing prowess, the way they can get Thomas Bryant such easy looks. I mean, when they do the pick and roll screen, that ball is on the money. He does have a soft mitts. He does catch it right around the basket and finish. And of course, I'm not giving them all the credit because he came up with some big boards. One of those big boards was that of him coming around Sabonis for the offensive rebound. Sabonis was in position. He didn't go over the back. That was the key thing. He kind of went around him, grabbed the ball, came back up, finished strong. So big props to Thomas Bryant. Like I said, 29 points, 14 rebounds. And, of course, we got to talk about Dennis Schröder, who we can't say enough about. 27, 2, and 4 for Dennis Schröder. I mean, he was 8 out of 11. That's 72%. He was 4 or 5 from 3. Now, that's like 5 games in a row where Dennis Schröder has been lighting it up from behind the three-point line. That's 80% from 3. That's 80% from 3. Last game, I think he was 5 out of 8. Really, some of them shots was in the waning minutes. He really could have finished the game 5 out of 6, but he was a plus 13 on the floor. Thomas Bryant was a plus 7 on the floor. LeBron James was a plus 15 on the floor. So you got to realize that, you can almost say this is a big 3. And then you got to mention the play of Russell Westbrook, who has been playing well. He was actually 2 of 5 from the three-point line, which is 40%. And he was a plus 15. So him and LeBron was both plus 15, the highest plus minus on the team yet again. Schröder was a plus 13. Bryant was a plus 7. Juan Toscano Anderson didn't have such a great game. He was 2 for 2, but he was minus 22 on the floor. So I like that Darvin Ham noticed that in the fourth quarter. And maybe they look, and the people want to get on LeBron and people for that, like looking at stat sheets. But sometimes numbers can tell a story. I mean, you can watch what's on the floor as well, but men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So when you see these numbers, it can give you a quicker estimation. And going back watching film sometimes, especially during the course of a game, you can say, look, man, this dude is a minus 22. There's so many different things going on the floor right now. What is he doing right and what is he doing wrong? But regardless of what it is, these numbers not lying. He a minus 22 when he out there. So guess what? They didn't play him in the part of the fourth quarter. They brought in the Rook and Max Christie. And, of course, Pat Bev minutes have been getting around 22 or 23 a game, which I think is perfect. I know he'll keep starting him, but he does not deserve them 30 minutes a game. He plays good defense in spots. He's gotten a lot better from three, but you're turning him into a role player, exactly what he is and what he should have been. Like, he thought he must have been a superstar. Like, he was going to come in and be the savior of the Lakers and jack up all these threes, but now he's starting to learn his role and he's playing it well. So at this point, I'm not mad at Pat Bev, but you got Sabonis had 25, Matt Barnes had 18, Darren Fox had 34. It was a hell of a game. The Lakers was 50 out of 82 from the field at 61%. The Kings only 45 of 86, 52%. The Lakers shot very smart. I don't know if you noticed, but the Lakers did not even make a three-point shot in the second half, but they shot 9 of them in the first half, made 9 out of 21 at 43%, which is respectable. The Kings 14 out of 32 at 44%. So they did have the edge in three-pointers, but the Lakers, by shooting a higher percentage in twos at 61 to their 52%, is what helped them win the game because they stuck to what they good at. That's Westbrook getting to the rim, breaking down defense and shoveling it to Thomas Bryant and doing pick and rolls. That's LeBron doing the same thing and getting to the rim at will, getting turnovers, getting fast breaks, getting out in transition, whether the other thing makes a basket or not, getting out, pushing the pace, and that's what they're best at because when they're pushing the pace, then it's hard for the defenders to get into a defensive set in order to try to stop them when they on the run. So now, like I said, the Lakers are steadily creeping up. The record is 19-21 right now for the Lakers. If you look at it, the Timberwolves is 19-21. The Jazz is 20-22. So the Lakers about to be moving up. The Warriors 20-20. The Blazers 19-19. The Suns is 20-20. The Clippers 21-20. So if you look at all those teams all the way up to the 5th seed, they got 20 losses and the Lakers got 21. So in the loss category, they are only one behind them. The Lakers get AD back. If these players can continue playing, I want him to shorten up the leash. You know, maybe when Lonnie Walker gets back, maybe he doesn't necessarily get that starting spot because we can't afford to have the Lakers. See, the problem was they would get down by so much in the first quarter with that lineup of Pat Bev and Lonnie Walker and LeBron and Thomas Bryant. You know, they just couldn't, they didn't have enough people to spread the floor. But, you know, you put Austin Reeves into that starting lineup, that's a little bit better. And then, of course, last night, you know, of course, Troy Brown is out, but you had players who stepped up, and one player who did not step up again, who stepped up last game, was Kendrick Nunn, and that's what I was proud of him for because he was bringing it, but then it was the second night of the back-to-back. I just don't know if it was in his legs or what it was, but Kendrick Nunn only had 2 points. He did not look good. I think the Lakers have the Nuggets at home on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, maybe tomorrow. No, I think it's Tuesday. Then they got the Mavs at home on Thursday, 76ers at home on Friday, so that's a 3-game homestand, and then after that, it's followed up by the Kings, another winnable game, the Grizz, the Blazers, the Clippers, and the Spurs, which all are winnable games except for maybe their Memphis game. But Memphis has not just been playing the best as of yet, and maybe by then you'll have Anthony Davis back. And truth be told, you know, I think Memphis matches up the best with the Lakers out of the teams that's in the Western Conference, and I think it would be a great battle to see them in the playoffs or anybody else against the Lakers in the playoffs. But it's these other teams that's about to start falling down, like the Blazers and the Jazz, who started off so hot. They're finally starting to come down to earth, and then you see the teams. And I want to mention to you, I don't know if y'all know this, but this time last year, the same date, the Boston Celtics had the exact same record as the Lakers. Matter of fact, the game before that, they were 17-21, just like the Lakers before they went on that magical run and ended up where in the NBA Finals and ended up where right now is one of the best teams in the NBA. So that's what the Lakers can do. They can keep continuing to lean on LeBron when Anthony Davis comes back and you got a Thomas Bryant who could come off the bench and give you that same production. Imagine AD and LeBron in the starting lineup, then Westbrook and Bryant in the backup lineup. That's going to be a lot for teams to deal with. Do you understand me? So as always, man, this your boy Be New. I'm saying right on to the real. Much love to these haters. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, and much love to everybody. And I will be making a video about Popovich and what was said in regard to NBA defenses. I haven't forgot. Maybe we'll do that on tomorrow's show since the Lakers have a day off. So anyway, like I said, right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.